Hi, my name is Muhammad Amir bin Muhammad Nazri and my ID number is EA20026. In this first part, I will explain about the program for our project. So let's take a look. So first, as usual, we need to initialize the library and define all the variables. So here we include the wire.h and liquid crystal underscore I to C because we are using liquid crystal with I squared C attached to it. And second, we include the servo.h because we are using servo motor. And then we define the echo pin and trigger pin for the ultrasonic sensor. So next, we define the address of the liquid crystal of the I squared C, and we give a name to our servo motor, which is my servo. And here, we define the constant byte for the relay on state and relay off state, and then we define all the variable pins used in this project. Next, we moving on to the void setup. First, we declare the output and input of the coding, and then we turn on the serial monitor with the serial.begin 6900 baud and print the sensor status. And then we turn on the LCD by using the coding lcd.init to start the LCD, lcd.backlight to turn on the LCD, and this is to set the cursor to position 40 and type welcome. And this for loop is to making the display getting started moving from the right to the left. And lastly, we turn on all the RGB light to cyan, blue, and green to indicate that the RGB is working fine. Next, the coding will enter the void loop where the code will repeat again and again in the loop. First, we will turn off the pump, and then the LCD will print the put your hand on the sensor. And after that, we find the value 2, which is the digital read of IR sensor, and we will turn the RGB to green color. And here is the ultrasonic sensor coding. First, we will turn the trigger pin off for 2 microseconds, turn it high again for 10 microseconds, and turn it off again. After that, we can get the value of duration where we will get for echo pin turn on high, and then for the distance value, we will multiply the duration by 0.034 and divide it by 2. And here is the serial monitor coding. First, we will turn on the serial monitor and make it print distance, and after that, we just print the distance value of the ultrasonic sensor. And here is the ultrasonic sensor if loop. So if the distance is below than 10, the RGB will turn into cyan, and then we'll blink the hand sanitizer at the LCD for about 3 times. And then we will turn the pump on for about 5 seconds and turn it off again. And here is the IR sensor if loop. So if the sensor detect the mask is available, first the RGB will become blue and it will blink the take your mask for 3 times, and it will turn on the servo. So here is we will attach the servo which will turn it on, and then turn it to 180 degree and delay for 0.7 second. After that, we will turn it off again. And because our servo is continuous servo, it will not stop at 180 degree. It will continue to spin for about 0.7 seconds. And then we will turn the RGB into green color, and LCD will display good to go. If the mask is not available, first we will blink the RGB blue light 5 times, and then we will LCD will display mask unavailable and refill mask, and it will blink also 5 times. After that, we will turn the RGB light to green again. And that's all for the program part of this project. Next, I will pass to Nur Afika.
Thank you, Muhammad Amir. My name is Nur Afika binti Muhammad Anwar, ID number EC20028. Now I will explain about circuit simulation in Proteus. So as you can see, these are all connections of our automatic mask and sanitizer dispenser. So when I press simulate button, as you can see, LCD will display this as it will getting started. As we decrease the potentiometer to 1 cm, the sensor will detect and LED will turn to green color as LCD display this. When we decrease the potentiometer to 1 cm, the sensor will detect and LED turn to cyan. It will delay after that and pump will start move back to push the mask out and LED will turn into blue. The servo motor we use continuous servo motor, that's why it doesn't move. This process will repeating as long as the sensor detecting the input from the potentiometer. That's all for the automatic mask and sanitizer dispenser circuit simulation using Proteus. I will pass to the next presenter.
Thank you, Afika. My name is Muhammad Noor bin Anwar. My ID number is EC233. Now I will explain the hardware that we use and the prototype that we managed to build. Okay, now I will tell you the hardware that we use. Firstly, the Arduino Uno. Next, the project board. Next, jumping cable from female to male and also male to male. And we use the cable supply for Arduino. The mechanical component is the water pump, servo motor, and the servo motor that we use can turn 360 degree. And next is relay. Now for the display, we use the liquid crystal and squared C. The sensor that we use is ultrasonic sensor and the infrared sensor. This is our project that we managed to make, and our project is powered by a power bank and is connected by power cable, and it can power up our Arduino Uno and all the components inside our project. Now, I will show you how our project works. We will start by turning on the power bank and it will power our prototype. Okay. Below here, there is ultrasonic sensor and it can detect our hand. Okay, now I will put my hand. The sanitizer will dispense and the mask will come out. Our mask is being held by a spring, and the spring is being held by a stick and it connected to our servo. We'll turn 360 degree and turn the spring continuously. Now, when the ultrasonic sensor detect a hand, the cyan light will turn on and it shows to dispense a sanitizer. For the mask, the light will turn blue. Infrared sensor to detect if the mask is available or not. The infrared sensor will not detect a mask. When our ultrasonic sensor detect a hand, for the mask, LCD will show mask is unavailable and need to refill a mask. The sanitizer will be pushed by a water pump through a tube and it will flow through the front. I will put my hand at the ultrasonic sensor. The pump will turn on and the sanitizer will dispense.